Have you ever felt a tingling sensation in your feet, as if ants were crawling under your skin, even though you had not been standing for long or doing any intense activity? Have you ever woken up in the morning with swollen, heavy feet and had no idea why? If you think that these symptoms are simply a result of aging, you might be surprised, because the real cause sometimes comes from the very foods that seem healthy and familiar in your daily diet. According to a report published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association, certain foods can directly impact blood circulation and peripheral nerves, making foot numbness and swelling even more severe. In today's video, I will highlight several foods that may silently harm your foot health. In particular, there are 3 common vegetables that, if eaten the wrong way, can worsen foot numbness dramatically. There is a way to improve this condition and even reverse muscle weakness. And number 3 will surprise you. Do not miss it. 1. Spinach. Spinach is a very familiar green vegetable in the daily meals of Vietnamese families and households around the world. With its high iron content and rich levels of vitamins A, C, and K, along with many antioxidants, spinach is often considered a superfood for heart health, vision, and the immune system. But there is something not many people know. If you are experiencing numbness, cold feet, or swelling in your lower limbs, spinach might be one of the hidden contributors behind these issues. The main problem lies in the high level of oxalates found in this vegetable. Oxalate is a naturally occurring compound found in many plants. When oxalate binds with calcium in the body, it forms small crystals called calcium oxalate. These crystals, if they accumulate, can settle in small blood vessels and soft tissues, especially in the extremities like the feet. This leads to impaired circulation and causes symptoms such as numbness, heaviness, and swelling. Some individuals with sensitive constitutions or underlying conditions such as mild kidney dysfunction, calcium metabolism disorders, or oxalate-related conditions may have difficulty eliminating oxalate through urine. When this filtering process is disrupted, the body reacts by retaining fluids and salts, resulting in swelling and increased pressure on peripheral nerves. This can cause increased pain, sharp sensations, or prickling in the feet. In addition, spinach has very high levels of vitamin K. 1 cup of raw spinach provides over 145 micrograms of vitamin K, which is significantly more than the daily requirement for older adults. This is especially important for people taking blood thinners such as warfarin. Consuming too many vitamin K-rich foods without proper monitoring can reduce the effectiveness of the medication, increasing the risk of blood clotting and small blood vessel blockages in the limbs. As a result, blood may not flow properly to the feet, causing them to become cold, numb, or even lose sensation. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition pointed out that excessive vitamin K in the diet can affect blood stability in the circulatory system, particularly in individuals at high risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes. These are also the groups most likely to experience peripheral nerve complications, such as numbness and sensory disorders in the hands and feet. That said, we cannot deny that spinach remains a valuable source of nutrients if used properly. Cooking methods are the key. When spinach is well cooked, its oxalate levels are significantly reduced. Moreover, pairing spinach with calcium-rich foods such as yogurt or cheese can help bind oxalates in the digestive system, preventing them from being absorbed into the bloodstream. A helpful tip is to blanch spinach briefly and discard the first batch of water, as oxalate dissolves easily in water. You can then stir-fry or use it in soups as usual. Rotating your green vegetables is also a smart strategy to avoid oxalate buildup. Instead of eating spinach every day, try alternating with mustard greens, bok choy, lettuce, or Malabar spinach. For older adults, it is important not only to eat enough nutrients, but also to eat the right type and amount. If you notice that your feet swell slightly after a meal containing spinach, or feel prickling sensations that last for hours afterward, try reducing the frequency of spinach intake and observe how your body responds. In some cases, a small adjustment in diet can make a big difference in how your legs and feet feel. Finally, never dismiss numbness, swelling, or cold feet as simply a normal part of aging. These are warning signals from your body, urging you to adjust your lifestyle. And among all lifestyle factors, diet is one of the most important. 2. Broccoli. Broccoli has long been praised as one of the most nutritious vegetables in the world. With its abundant vitamin C, fiber, folate, potassium, and many antioxidants, broccoli is an ideal choice for a healthy diet, especially for older adults looking to protect their heart, immune system, and prevent cancer. However, behind its fresh green appearance and all the compliments it receives for its health benefits, broccoli may also carry some hidden risks, particularly for those suffering from poor blood circulation, swelling in the limbs, or persistent numbness in the lower legs. One of the first things to mention is the very high vitamin K content in broccoli. Just a small serving of about 150 grams of cooked broccoli can provide over 220 micrograms of vitamin K, far exceeding the average daily recommendation for older adults. This becomes a serious issue for individuals taking blood thinners such as warfarin, which works by inhibiting vitamin K to prevent blood clot formation. When the level of vitamin K in the body rises unchecked, the blood thinner becomes less effective, causing the blood to thicken, form small clots, and potentially block peripheral capillaries, especially in the feet and toes. As a result, patients may feel cold feet, numbness, tingling, or even lose sensation in their toes. If this condition persists, the sensory function of the peripheral nerves can gradually deteriorate. But that is not all. Broccoli also contains a group of compounds known as goitrogens. These are natural substances that can affect thyroid function if consumed in large amounts over time. The thyroid is one of the key glands that regulate metabolism, maintain body temperature, and support proper blood flow. When the thyroid is suppressed by goitrogens, the pace of blood circulation slows down, reducing blood supply to areas like the feet. This explains why some people who regularly eat large amounts of broccoli may experience cold hands and feet, fatigue, or low energy without knowing the real cause. Especially for elderly individuals whose thyroid function may already be declining, consuming high levels of goitrogens can have a more noticeable impact, causing discomfort throughout the body, lower skin temperature, and worsening numbness in the legs and feet. Another point that is not often mentioned but is important is the mild water retention effect that can occur when consuming raw broccoli in excess. For those with sensitive digestive systems or kidneys that are not functioning optimally, the high fiber and plant compounds in broccoli can trigger water retention. This leads to mild swelling in soft tissues, such as the feet, ankles, or hands. When these tissues swell, they put pressure on the peripheral nerves, making the legs feel heavy, causing tingling sensations, reducing flexibility, and in some cases, temporary numbness in the toes. Several medical studies have shown that when broccoli is consumed raw or only lightly blanched, the amount of goitrogens remains very high. At the same time, the fiber remains tough and harder to digest. For older adults, this can lead to bloating, indigestion, restless sleep, and a feeling of tightness in the lower abdomen. When combined with poor blood circulation, these symptoms can create an overall sense of discomfort, affecting both physical well-being and mental state. However, we must not overlook the fact that broccoli remains a highly nutritious vegetable when used correctly. The key lies in the amount and the method of preparation. Instead of eating broccoli every day, you should limit your intake to 2 or 3 times per week, with each serving being about half a cup of cooked broccoli. Cooking broccoli thoroughly not only reduces the level of goitrogens, but also softens the fiber, making it easier to digest. It also reduces the likelihood of water retention in those with sensitive digestive systems. Additionally, you can combine broccoli with other vegetables that have low vitamin K content, such as carrots, pumpkin, mushrooms, or other cooked cruciferous vegetables like Napa cabbage or baby bok choy. This helps balance your nutrient intake and avoid overloading the body with substances that could interfere with thyroid function or the peripheral nervous system. If you are currently taking blood thinners, do not forget to consult your doctor or a qualified nutritionist before adding broccoli to your diet regularly. Every body is different, and only the combination of nutritional knowledge and awareness of your own health condition can help you make the right decision. Besides adjusting your diet, you should also pay attention to daily light physical activity. Exercises such as heel raises, ankle circles, and gentle foot stretches help increase blood flow to the extremities and reduce the risk of nerve compression. Drinking enough water and consuming foods rich in potassium and magnesium such as avocados, almonds, and bananas is a simple but effective way to support nerve health and reduce foot numbness. In summary, broccoli is not a harmful vegetable. But for elderly individuals with a history of foot numbness, cold feet, or those using blood-thinning medications, consuming too much broccoli over a long period can lead to unwanted consequences. What is important is that you understand your body, listen to the signals coming from your feet, and adjust your diet in a flexible and thoughtful way. Sometimes, even a small change in your weekly meal plan can lead to a noticeable improvement in how your feet feel each day. 3. Swiss chard. Swiss chard, also known as rainbow chard, is one of the leafy green vegetables often recommended in healthy eating plans thanks to its vibrant color and rich nutritional content. It contains high levels of vitamins A, C, and K, as well as essential minerals like magnesium, potassium, calcium, and fiber. These nutrients support vision, boost the immune system, and help regulate blood pressure. However, behind these benefits are a few important factors that elderly individuals should be especially mindful of, particularly those experiencing symptoms such as foot numbness, mild swelling in the ankles, or poor blood circulation. If consumed the wrong way or too frequently, Swiss chard can quietly trigger negative reactions in the peripheral nervous system, small blood vessels in the lower limbs, and kidney function. The main concern is that Swiss chard contains a large amount of oxalates, a natural compound also found in many other dark leafy greens. Once inside the body, oxalates can bind with calcium to form tiny crystals known as calcium oxalate. If the kidneys are not able to filter and remove these crystals effectively, they may accumulate in the tissues, especially in soft tissues and capillaries in the feet, where they block proper blood flow to the lower limbs. As a result, individuals who consume Swiss chard regularly over an extended period may experience heavy legs, dull pain, or tingling sensations that feel like pins and needles, especially after standing for long periods or in the late hours of the day. In elderly individuals whose kidney function is already mildly reduced, the inability to eliminate oxalates properly can increase the risk of fluid retention, leading to swelling and pressure buildup in the tissues. This can compress the peripheral nerves, causing sensory loss or nerve-related discomfort. Moreover, Swiss chard contains very high levels of vitamin K, similar to spinach and broccoli. A single cup of cooked Swiss chard can provide over 500% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin K for an adult. For those using blood-thinning medications like warfarin or aspirin, this amount should be carefully monitored. High vitamin K intake can weaken the effect of blood thinners, causing the blood to become thicker and increasing the risk of clot formation in the limbs. Small blood clots traveling through the network of capillaries in the legs may easily block blood flow, reducing the oxygen and nutrient supply to nerve cells and leading to cold feet, tingling sensations, irregular feeling, or even numbness in the toes. A study published by the Johns Hopkins School of Public Health emphasized the link between unregulated intake of vitamin K-rich foods and blood clotting issues in elderly patients undergoing medication-based treatments. That is not all. Swiss chard can also cause mild water retention, especially when consumed raw or combined with salty condiments like fish sauce, soy sauce, or other sodium-rich ingredients. When the body retains fluid, it accumulates in soft tissues such as the feet, causing swelling, aching, and direct pressure on local sensory nerves. This not only creates discomfort, but can also worsen chronic foot numbness in elderly individuals. Some people have reported that after eating boiled Swiss chard served with salty dipping sauces, they felt mild foot swelling and heavier legs by afternoon or evening. This may indicate that their body does not tolerate the combination of oxalates and sodium well, which disrupts proper circulation to the lower extremities. So should we eliminate Swiss chard from our diets completely? The answer is no. What you need is the right way to prepare it and proper portion control. When Swiss chard is cooked thoroughly, its oxalate levels are significantly reduced, which helps lower the risk of calcium oxalate crystal formation. You can blanch the vegetable briefly, discard the first round of cooking water, then stir-fry or cook it in soup as usual. Additionally, try limiting your Swiss chard intake to 1 or 2 times per week and avoid eating large amounts in a single meal. If you are taking blood-thinning medication, be sure to inform your doctor about your dietary intake of Swiss chard so they can help adjust your medication dosage appropriately. At the same time, consider rotating Swiss chard with vegetables that are lower in oxalates and vitamin K, such as cucumbers, lettuce, zucchini, or water spinach. This can help reduce the metabolic load on your liver and kidneys during digestion. To further support healthy circulation in your legs, pair your diet with light daily exercises, such as stretching your feet, rotating your ankles, or elevating your legs while lying down. These simple movements promote better blood flow, relieve pressure on the peripheral nerves, and improve sensation in the feet. In addition, be sure to drink enough filtered water throughout the day, eat more potassium-rich foods like sweet potatoes, avocados, bananas, and cashews, and consider adding magnesium from plant-based sources to strengthen your nerves. In conclusion, Swiss chard is a very nutritious vegetable, but it is not suitable for frequent or large consumption, especially among older adults who are dealing with numbness, fluid retention, or those taking blood thinners. Listening to your body and adjusting your vegetable intake is a vital step in managing circulation and improving foot health. Sometimes, a small change in cooking method or weekly frequency can make a big difference in how your legs feel day by day. We often think that foot numbness, cold feet, or mild swelling around the ankles are just small signs of aging, something we cannot avoid. But the truth is, our body always has a way of signaling when something is wrong. And one of the clearest signs is that dull, persistent discomfort in the legs that many of us have grown used to living with. Through today's video, I hope you now understand that certain vegetables, even those that appear healthy and familiar, can significantly affect your circulation and peripheral nerve health if not consumed properly. The key is not to completely eliminate your favorite foods, but rather to learn how to listen to your body. A few small adjustments in your diet, such as thoroughly cooking dark leafy greens, eating them in moderation, or rotating your weekly vegetables, may be enough to noticeably improve the numbness and discomfort in your feet. Especially if you are currently taking medication, always consult your doctor before adjusting your intake of vitamin K-rich or oxalate-rich vegetables. I understand that the journey to better health, especially in the later stages of life, is not always easy, but you are not alone. Every small step you take today can open the door to a healthier and more comfortable life, free from the nightly tingling or heaviness in your legs. Start with small changes like drinking enough water, choosing vegetables wisely, moving gently every day, and keeping a positive mindset. Your legs deserve the best care because they are the foundation that helps you remain steady in everyday life. If you found today's tips helpful, do not forget to like and subscribe so you will not miss the upcoming videos. In future topics, I will continue to guide you on how to use foods and simple daily habits to improve muscle strength, protect your joints, and prevent leg cramps. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have experienced numbness or would like to share the vegetables you are currently eating. I am always here to listen and walk with you on your path to better health. Wishing you good health, peace of mind, and full control over your condition. See you again in the next video.